Hi, good morning, everybody, and welcome in. I have had quite a morning so far trying to figure out about this recording. So, um, as some of you know, if you watched my video on Saturday, I was trying to pause my iPad, which I was using to record, so that I could move the camera, and then I couldn't find the pause button. So after some research, I found out, well, that camera doesn't come with a pause button. You have to download an app. I found that out this morning when I was trying to figure out how to make this video where I wanted to show you the decks that I use. And so now I'm recording on my phone. Now this camera, I I'm not lying, but I look, at least 10 pounds heavier. I'm like, why does this camera make me look this way? And the iPad camera makes me look a different way. And my desktop camera makes me look even different. After fooling around and worrying about it and trying to do something with my hair and this and that, I'm not a makeup person. I don't wear makeup anymore. I did that all in my 20s and 30s, and now I'm just over it. This is me. This is who I am. So then I said, "Oh, Lisa, just record the video and stop worrying about how you look." And I would also suggest to all of you that you do the same. Just be in your own skin. It's what's in here that matters. Yes, I'm a Moxie drinker. I love Moxie. I'm a Mainer, and Moxie has always been part of my life. Okay, so what I wanted to do today, this is Tuesday, October 17th, 2023, and what I wanted to do is show you some of the decks that I use. I have a lot of different decks, and I will get inspiration to use certain ones of those decks. So the main deck that I use is the Gilded Tarot Royale. So this is the book, and I don't know how you fix this, and if anybody wants to comment and tell me so that it shows it not backwards. But this is the book that came with it, and this is how the deck looks. And many of you are familiar with this deck because I use it quite a bit. This guidebook is by Barbara Moore, but the artwork is Marchetti. So a lot of people refer to it as the Marchetti deck. Each of my decks, I have a specific crystal that I think that goes with that deck. This is Bumblebee Jasper, and it's a heart shape. A lot of my crystals are heart shaped, and so I really like that. The other deck that I use pretty regularly is the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Linn. This is the box that it comes in. This is also a beautiful deck that comes with a book. These are very lengthy explanations, so as you know, I usually just read the concise explanation for you, so I don't have to read 2 pages. I love this deck. This is absolutely beautiful. And this one, I usually have the orange selenite heart, because selenite connects us with the spirit world, the angels, and such. Another deck that I like to use is called Spirit of the Animals Oracle by Judy Bergsma. I don't have my glasses on, so that's the box for that one. Oh God, there's a reflection in there. And these are this smaller deck that I'm always saying that I can shuffle it easier, and the cards have the animal and the explanation right on them. That one has a labradorite heart, which you probably can't see how beautiful it is. Labradorite has like blue streaks running through it, but it has to be in a certain light for you to see that. Those are the 3 main decks that I use. I do have just a regular Rider-Waite tarot deck. This is like the original tarot deck, and this is a small pocket version. This is one of the first decks that I got because I thought it would be easier for me to shuffle with. And this is how this deck looks. And I just don't find that the art is that inspirational. Yes, the meanings are still there, and a lot of times I will use that deck when I need to clarify something in the main reading, because sometimes the same card wants to come out to just really hammer that home. So if I use the same deck to clarify something, I don't have the same chances of getting the right message unless I use a different deck. And this one, I have this honey calcite. I almost forgot what that was. So this is a pretty heart. So I keep that one on there. So those are the main ones. I don't think that I've used this deck in any of my online readings. This is a deck that I used for quite a while. I was really drawn to the art on this. It's called Spirit Song Tarot by Paulina Fay. And although I do love this deck, the meanings of the cards are completely different. So this is an example here. This is the 5 of acorns. So acorns are a different, like shells are cups. I think acorns are pentacles. So it has all different, it's just, you can't really, it's really hard to memorize this deck or learn this deck without having to refer to the book every time, which I don't think, that would be a good way to do online readings for everyone, because it would just take me too long. Every card in this deck has like a full page in this book. Some have a page and a half. So while I use this for myself when I have plenty of time and I'm, somebody isn't waiting on me to finish a reading, I will use that deck. I have a deck that was gifted to me years and years ago. This is the Rohrig Tarot. This is, it's hard for me to use this on YouTube because there's a lot of naked people in this deck. Not all, but a lot of them are. So it's a very beautiful deck. It's a very large deck. It's very difficult for me to shuffle it, but it does have, like, this is a sword card. This is the 5 of Swords. And the cards are just really, I guess I would say that, and that's a Cups card. I don't connect with this as much. The artwork is beautiful, and it was a gift, so I will keep it, and it will probably, fall into play at some point, but right now it's just not one that I want to. And I have a green stone on that one. It looks kind of like green marble, and to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure what that stone is. I'd have to look it up in my book. So that's another. So those, I think, are all of the... Oh, there's one more. I also have... This is a Lenormand deck. Gilded Reverie Lenormand. This also is illustrated by Marchetti, who illustrated my favorite. His illustrations are just beautiful. So I really like this. This is the expanded edition. I bought this at Leap and Lizards, and I was really attracted to the artwork. That's oftentimes what attracts me to a deck. And then it has this little book, and every card has at least a page in there of an explanation. This is how the deck looks. It's also good for my hand size. This is also a deck where you have to look up the meanings. I mean, I suppose after I used it for years and years and years, and then I pull one that has a naked woman on it, which I don't want to show. I don't, because I want to honor the person who originally channeled this deck, and I don't want to just say, oh, dice, that's a roll of the dice, who knows what's going to happen. That may not be what their intention was for that deck, so I don't want to dishonor the person who originally channeled and made that deck. So again, I would have to stop and look up the page. Now, sometimes I do use it. If Spirit is telling me that I need to pull a card from that deck, then I definitely will. It will just make the reading a little bit longer. And then I have this deck called Seaside Serenity. My daughter and granddaughter gave this to me, and this is also a very beautiful deck in its own right. It has different things on because it's a seaside deck, so that was like a palm tree, and it has shells, and then each card has, different little sayings and meanings on them. They've each got an illustration. That's a lighthouse, and it says, "There is always a lighthouse waiting to guide me home." So this has some really good messages in it, and sometimes I do use this deck as well. Again, the bigger decks with my small hands are a little bit more difficult for me to shuffle, and so a lot of times I don't use them. Oh, this one has turquoise because I felt like the blue water sea, I felt like that deck would like to have that on it. And then I have a couple of decks that I got at Enchantments in Boothbay, Maine. This is a Divine Doors deck. It's kind of a mini deck, and every single card has a different door on it. So they all have different doorways, and then every card has a different message. The one on the bottom happens to be 1111. That's my anniversary. That's a very special number to me. A lot of times if I notice the clock is on 1111, I'll send my husband a message that just says, "I love you." And he does the same for me because we got married on 11/11/11 when I finally found my prince and the right one for me. So that's a Divine Doors deck. And for that, I keep, my friend Jody gave me this. She also got this at Enchantments. I keep this friendship little worry stone on top of that deck, just because I happen to like that. And then I have another small deck called Whispering Woods. I think I have used both of these in a couple of readings. I just don't use them all the time. And this Whispering Woods depicts a little woodland scene with a fawn sleeping and there's a squirrel in there and a bunny rabbit and a tree. And this just has messages. Sometimes they're to do with the forest and sometimes not. The one on the bottom just happens to be uncertainty. The shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. So I guess that kind of does have to do with the forest. And that one I've had this for a long time. Horses are my favorite animal in the entire world. So I have that, and that's what I keep on my Whispering Woods deck. I don't know why, so I'm just guided to put a certain stone on there. This deck I have used in a couple of readings that I've done privately for friends or family. I bought this deck and it was blank. I think I may have shown it on a video or two when I've recorded them and uploaded them. It was a blank deck. It was much bigger than this. But a couple people that I watch on YouTube made their own timing decks because a lot of people will ask, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? So I was guided. I sat and I meditated and I wrote down what Spirit was telling me to put into my timing deck. So, and then I just took a Sharpie, and after I channeled what they wanted me to say, I just wrote it down. When they are ready, rest first. The universe has your back. More work is needed. So it's just whatever my guides were telling me to bring in for the timing deck. That's how I made that. And this is a serpentine stone, and this is really beautiful. It's kind of a yellowish green with green going through it. I was really drawn to that. Green is my favorite color. And I was at a holistic fair in Augusta, Maine, and that's where I got that stone. That's also where I got this one. So those are all the decks that I have, that I use, that I can use. And in my space, I have dried flowers and fresh flowers. Sometimes I have candles. I have a singing bowl, which I was using this morning with my very brief meditation. And I also have my favorite raw barrel that I got in Bethel, Maine, that I keep right here on my desk. And I have this, which I have no idea what that is, but my husband found it in the driveway and he gave it to me. So I keep that gift from my husband right on top of my barrel. And then in front of me, I'm so scared that I'm going to make you dizzy if I try to fiddle around with this. Okay, so up there, I also have a lot of stones and things that mean something to me in the corner. You can see a little mini painting of a bonsai tree that my husband did. On the other side is a fall maple tree up there. I don't know if you can see it because now I can't see what the camera sees. So, and I moved the tripod. Wow, folks, sorry about my hair. My hair has a mind of its own. It doesn't matter what I do to it, it does what it wants. And then on this side of where I sit is a it's a it was my great grandmother's dresser, and I have like a chime. I have a big selenite wand. I have a lot of crystals in the windowsill because the light comes down and it energizes them. I have different things that people have given me, a little gnome. I have some wooden carvings that my husband did for me. So this is kind of my space. This is also doubles as the guest room. Behind me is my copper meditation pyramid that I use sometimes, and that's a futon, but I just leave it open all the time because it's just, frankly, it's kind of a pain to put back together. Back there, eventually, there's going to be a little tiny half bath and a closet so that this will be a true guest room, but we haven't gotten around to doing that yet. I'm sorry about all this shifting around with the camera. So what I thought I would do is, as I said, just show you the different decks that I use and introduce you to those and the space that I work in. It's my favorite room in the house, really, because all the things that I love and cherish are in here. There's other things that you can't see. There's a cabinet, a wooden cabinet that my uncle made. And then my aunt painted a loon on the glass door. And I have a picture of my aunt and uncle there with that cabinet. And I keep my essential oils and things in the cabinet. So I always feel an immense love and connection when I'm in this room. So this is why I chose this room to do these readings for you. And myself, I have a notebook. Whenever I read, I always put the date and what I did, if I meditated, how I meditated, with a candle, with a recorded, guided, or in my pyramid. I just like to keep these journals so maybe I could look back if I wanted to know what was going on at a certain time, in my life. And when I do a reading for myself, I write all the notes down for the cards I got and what I felt for the reading. And I would encourage you to do the same. If you do readings for yourself, or if you listen to somebody else's readings for you, just get a notebook. I mean, these notebooks I think I got on Amazon or Walmart, and they were like $1 a piece or something. Maybe it was at the dollar store. And I just bought a bunch of them, and then I put my notes in there so that I can look back on. It's sort of like a journal, but I have other journals. This is strictly for readings and guidance from my spirit and from the universe. So I hope you are going to enjoy being introduced to these decks and my space. I hope you have subscribed to my channel. I will try and get more videos out. I know I haven't been able to do one every single day because I still work outside the home and I only have so many hours in a day to get ready for work, do my housework, do all my other chores, record videos, edit them, upload them, and do all that. So I apologize, but I will try to do more, and I will keep you posted on all of my energy healing modalities and when I'm ready to offer those. If somebody out there would like me to do a quantum energy healing on them, I don't need to be with you. I just need you to tell me, what you would like the healing on, and I can do that for sure. If anybody wants me to do a personal reading, the way that I do that is I do the reading all out, and then I record it, and then I send it to you. Usually by text message, because I will record all the messages in 5 to 6 minute, like what's going on in the present, what you don't see coming, clarifying cards, so that it will fit in like a text message or something. I haven't tried emailing it, but I probably could do that. So, and right now I'm not charging anybody for this. I'm still learning how to do this for other people. I've been doing it for myself for almost a year now with all of the practicing. When I got the hint from spirit that I should be doing this, it just kept coming over and over and over. I just kept getting messages that, you need to learn tarot or tarot. I would just get that all the time. So I finally listened and started in. But just like anything, it's not like you just start it and you immediately know it. I had to study the books, the meanings of the cards, and I do still read intuitively. Sometimes the card's base meaning, I will get a little bit more information from my spirit guides or yours, or some message that somebody needs to hear will come through. And I try to make that really clear when I'm doing it, that this is the meaning of the card and what I'm feeling right now is this. So again, I hope you're enjoying my channel. I am really having a good time doing this. I love bringing messages of hope and love and hopefully joy and inspiration to everybody. So thank you for tuning in. I love you all. Have a wonderful day.